Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll be discussing with you all about ratio and proportion. This is lesson 12 of class 6. Now let's start by understanding what is a ratio. A ratio is a comparison of two values expressed as a quotient. This means comparison using division. For example, a class has 12 girls and 18 boys. The ratio of girls to boys, since girls is written first, it will come in the numerator, will be 12 upon 18. A ratio should be expressed in simplest form. So after reducing, my answer will be 2 upon 3 or 2:3. There are certain things which you should remember about ratio. The ratio is always expressed in lowest term or simplest form. For this, we should reduce the given quantities. The quantities to be compared must be in the same units. If the units are different, then we have to make the units same. Ratio is expressed using the symbol is/to or a colon and is read as is/to. For example, 4:3 is read as 4:3. Now ratio is a comparison, so the first quantity is written in the numerator and the second quantity is written in the denominator. Let's understand this with a few examples. Find the ratio of 30 centimeters to 2 meters. Now if you see, the units are different. So in my first step I have made the units same. So it will be 30 centimeters is to 200 centimeters. So I multiplied 2 by 100, I got 200 centimeters. So the first quantity 30 will be in the numerator, the second quantity 200 will be in the denominator. After reducing, I get 3 upon 20, or I can write it as 3:20. This is a second example. After solving, the ratio of 2 years to 9 months is 8:3. Now let's come to proportion. A proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equal. For example, A upon B is equal to C upon D, which can also be written as A:B is the same as C:D. The first term and the last term are called the extremes of the proportion. The middle two terms B and C are called the means of the proportion. When three or more ratios are equal, then we can write it as an extended proportion. That is, A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to E upon F. Now what do you notice happens when we multiply the diagonals of the following proportion? This means if I multiply A by D and B by C, this is known as the cross multiplication rule, or we can also say, since A and D were the extremes and B and C are the means of the ratio, we get that the product of means is equal to product of extremes. So let's practice a few questions based on proportion. Determine whether the following are in proportion: 15, 45, 40, 120. Now to be in proportion, like we did, the product of means should be equal to product of extremes. So if I see the extreme positions, it is 15 and 120. 15 into 120 is 1800. Product of means 45 into 40 is 1800. So we are getting product of extremes is equal to product of means. Hence 15, 45, 40 and 120 are in proportion. There is another method. Since proportions are equal ratios, so the ratio of the first two numbers should be equal to the ratio of the last two numbers. So ratio of the first two numbers 15:45 will be 15 upon 45, which comes 1:3. Similarly, ratio of the last two numbers 40:120 comes 40 upon 120, which is again 1:3. So since the ratios are equal, the numbers are in proportion. Hope you have understood this concept and you can solve the questions given in the textbook. Thank you for watching.